What a season that was. Can you say drama? The Penguins avoid a monumental collapse. That's what happens when you have to play with 5 defensemen due to piss poor management, and beat the Buffalo Sabres 2-0 on the last day of the regular season to hold on, get the second wildcard spot, and draw the top seed in the East and in the NHL, the New York Rangers. This is going to be redemption for the Penguins as they absolutely destroyed us last year. As everyone knows, we gave them that 3-1 lead, and it consequently led to the firing of both Ratio, Dan Bosma's assistants. Now, every year for the past 5 seasons, the Penguins have had over 100 points. One season we didn't. 2009, we won the Stanley Cup. So, who knows? I mean, could be a sign for things to come. We finished with 98 points, and that was the last seed in 2009. We are still the 5th seed in the East with 99 points. The Bruins were the highest ever team to miss the playoffs, and they had 96 points. That just shows you the parity in the league. The margin for error is so small. The East has improved tremendously. Ottawa just came out of nowhere. Like, March 14th, the Penguins were 15 points ahead of them and 12 points into the playoff spot. 3 points out of first place in the East. They finished 1 point behind Ottawa and 2 points ahead of Boston for the final playoff spot. That's just ridiculous. It wasn't for a lack of effort. Oh, they tried. We just didn't have the talent. When you're playing with 5 defensemen 5 times in the last 2 weeks, it's going to take a toll on you. When you have guys playing up in the lineup in the spots they shouldn't be playing, and you have to call up Taylor Chorney as your only NHL option because you can't fit someone like Scott Harrington or Brian Dumoulin under your salary cap, then you have Pouliot go down after already missing Letang and Ehrhoff, and it's bad. It's really bad. And now there's reports that Letang could be done for the year, which is hard to say because it's concussion. Apparently he's going to try to make a comeback next season, but I mean, things are not looking good for the Penguins. But that's the thing with playoffs. It's a whole new year, a whole new season. So anything can happen, in the wise words of Ellie Goulding. And the Rangers, I think, are a team that is not as good as the record shows. They're basically just Henrik Lundqvist. So I think that, I would much rather have the Habs. I think the Habs are a much more favorable matchup. If we get Pouliot and Ehrhoff back, which we should, then that will really help the Penguins, and it will allow Palmer to not look like he's tired after every game after playing 30 minutes, because while he is a top-pairing defenseman, when you have and 3 of the other 4 injured, no wonder the team's not doing well. But because he's a top-pairing defenseman, he can handle those minutes, but he's also on the other side of 30. The Penguins played 5 defensemen. 3 of them were on the other side of 30. 1 was an AHL call-up. And, and the only other one who wasn't on the other side of 30 was, I'm pretty sure, Ian Cole. And he's been very good, but again, he's playing in a roll over his head. He shouldn't be playing 27, 28, 30 minutes a night. Neither should Palmer. It takes a toll on you. And collectively, they have to replace Chris Letang, and you just can't replace that production. His Corsi numbers, everything he does on the back end. I don't care if people say Fleury was the best Penguin this year. He had a great season. I think Chris Letang was the Penguins' best player this season. He had an absolutely ridiculous year. The way he rebounded from his stroke, came back bigger and stronger than ever, and had a Norris Trophy campaign. It's just really unfortunate that he's now sitting at home after that absolutely vicious hit, and Shane Doan's laughing because his season's over and he gets to have fun in Arizona and do whatever he wants. But anyways, back to the playoffs. What a weird year. I mean, if you would have told me before the year that to make the playoffs you needed 96 points in the East and 97 points in the West, or 98 points in the East, 97 points in the West, I would have said, you're crazy. The Stanley Cup final champions and the President's Trophy winners from last season are both eliminated. LA only had 5 points fewer than they did last season with 95, which in a regular year would get you in the playoffs. And the Bruins had 96, which on a regular year would get you in the playoffs. The Dallas Stars actually had 1 more point this year than they did last year and finished in 10th in the West. Columbus had 89 points. Last year they had 90. Last year they were the first wildcard spot. This year they're out of the playoffs. Like, how crazy is that? Like, there's 5 Canadian teams in the playoffs. 2 of them who probably shouldn't be there. Ottawa and Calgary both rode very hot PDOs. They got very lucky with the high shooting percentage. The Penguins were the opposite and got unlucky, so theirs should go up. But it's just been a ridiculous year. The Habs also probably should not be there, or they probably shouldn't do well. They probably shouldn't have finished as well as they did. But it's because Carey Price just had a Vezina and Hart Trophy-like campaign. The Habs really aren't that good. He covers up for a lot of their mistakes. Same with the Rangers and Lundqvist. Like, I'm trying to think of who I can think can win. I don't know. This is just such a weird year. Anyways, we get into the playoffs. Sutter scores 2 goals to give us the lead. Fleury was great. 10th shutout, leads the league. Crosby unfortunately had the scoring race snatched out from under his nose as he ended his 19-game point streak against Buffalo. Not for lack of effort, though. He was the best player on the ice. He was all over there. He's making plays happen. Just knowing he's passing to Cookiver because he's playing with a bunch of chumps right now. Jamie Benn ended up winning it at the last second. He assisted on the 4th goal. They won 4-1 with about 9 seconds left to take the lead with 87 points, which, coincidentally enough, Crosby's number. He had a hat trick and an assist in the last game. He had like 16 points in his final 4 games, something ridiculous like that. I mean, he's a great player, but most of that's due to Sagan. Regards to him, but I still think that should have been Crosby. That's just my opinion. He's the best. I don't know if I'm biased. Tavares also had a great year, and it would have been nice to see him win as well. Jamie Benn was the first ever star to win it, and the Penguins have won it multiple times. But it would have been nice to see Sidney get it back to back. Anyways, they're in playoffs. I'd rather see them win that, and now Crosby can just win the Conn Smythe. I think if the Penguins are going to have success, they're going to need Crosby walking to carry the team on their back. And Crosby can win the Conn Smythe and silence false haters. Alright, I'll be back later on this week with another prediction of all the rounds after I make my bracket because I don't really know. Please like if you like this video, subscribe if you really like it, comment in the comment box below. What did you think of the wild roller coaster of the Pens 82 games? That was the only game they won in April. It was the last game of the regular season. Crazy. They literally stumbled into the playoffs. Let me know what you think, and let's get ready for the game on Thursday. Madison Square Garden. Alright, let's go Pens.